Yes, you've got it right. This is black coffee with a side of tea. Here we are, airing every Thursday at 8 p.m. Zoey Raz, Tea Baby, and Divine Feminine Energy. Yes, we are. Looking forward to interacting with many. Tune in to Black Coffee with a side of tea.
Sit down. You ain't got none other time to act like you don't know your worth. And I mean it. Just beautiful. Look at you. Face giving, hair giving, smell good. They don't like me. Okay, we don't like them. How about that one? We don't like them. Stop trying to like everybody. You ain't supposed to like everybody because everybody ain't good. Mercy. What about somebody not liking you and they ain't paying no light bill or gas bill? Shut up. We give too many people power over us. These powerless people. Giving these powerless people power.
X out the outside noise. You are it. I'm it. We're gonna be it together. We are the it girls. What you need me to do? Tag me in. Oh, X out the outside noise. Long as I got King Jesus. Long as I got King. Long as I got King Jesus. Long as I got King Jesus. Welcome back to Black Coffee with a side of tea. Oh my God, these moods, baby, all of them have spoken to me today. Even my mood. Let me tell you something. The moods when you have a week of weeks, and we in November, we just left Halloween, and I cannot believe we're closer and closer to the end of the year. November 2nd. Make sure that you are being mindful for the beginning of the month. Every time a new month comes around, make sure you set new goals, new intentions for new possibilities and new blessings in your life. Make sure you take that cinnamon and blow it into your house to bring all the abundance and blessings into your home. So I'm going to bring in our special guest plus my girls for the sister check-in today. I'm so excited. I know they're over the moon for us to have our special guest. And I'm going to allow him to introduce himself. You can pretty much see the ticker on the bottom where we have our guests. And let's do this sister check-in. Come on in, come on in, come on in, come on in. How y'all doing?
Hey everybody.
It's
All
definitely a
right.
good week. Hello, guys. Happy November.
Absolutely. Absolutely. November 2nd to be exact.
Yes.
Yes.
So I want to allow our guest to tell us how his week was, and we'll go from there. We'll do a roundtable.
Okay. Well, first, thank y'all for having me. I am well, let me check real quick before I start talking. Because you know I cuss. Is this a non-cussing show?
You can cuss. You can
Okay,
cuss.
so thank you. Excuse me. Me. This Mr. Epic Shit. You can find me somewhere smiling, frolicking, and making niggas great and being great with niggas, because that's what I do, and I enjoy, hence that my degree is black. Yeah.
Yes.
So I have a background in a bunch of different things. To sum it up in about 30 seconds, I have gone from flipping burgers to managing restaurants to building satellites and rockets to running companies to traveling the world. So I have done a lot of things. I've been a lot of things. I've experienced a lot of things. And now I'm at this place in life where I'm just living, right? Like, and
Yes.
doing the stuff that I feel like I want to do and not doing the stuff that I don't want to do and not giving a damn who feel a way about me not wanting to do stuff that I don't want to do, because nobody should do anything that they don't want to do. And if you don't believe me, how many of y'all check into a job that you don't want to do? because you don't want to be doing it. So you know what I'm saying? 5 o'clock come, you shut down your computer at 4:30. Go on that last break. We all doing. I'm not judging your protest.
You better preach to the choir in the back.
Look, I'm not judging your protest. You don't judge mine. That's all I'm saying.
Right.
I love it.
But I'm happy to be here. I had a great week. We are gearing up for a lot of things. I assume they'll probably come out in our conversation today. So I won't go too deep into it. But tomorrow I leave to go to Austin to facilitate a retreat. I come back, and then we have our Houston Host Weekend. We'll be bringing all of these influencers in into a Honeyland and to experience Houston through the lenses of Black business and cultural experiences. And then next to that Sunday, and then Monday, I fly to Miami to facilitate there. And then I leave Miami, I come back here. And then that weekend is the Young Entrepreneur Summit, our 3rd annual one. So your boy is
looking busy.
Come on now.
Exactly. That's what I'm talking about.
Yes.
This is what Black Joy look like.
Yeah, come on. Exactly. So from my side, it looks like things are popping over here for Mr. Son Nicholas.
Yes.
The work has been done. Now the fruits are bearing.
Yes, exactly.
Yes.
So thank you again for being here. We appreciate it so much. It is highly awesome, and you are our official first guest.
Yes.
Come through.
I am very biased today
for season 4.
We kicking off a seat. Wait a minute. Y'all ain't shit for that. I love y'all. But why y'all ain't tell nobody that I'm a I'm always easy. Bro, just know that I screenshot this screen right here, printing this shit out and hanging it up on the wall.
I'm kind of glad she didn't tell you. I feel like this reaction is better than you know.
Exactly.
So y'all set it up. Y'all set it up. Y'all ain't. I love y'all though.
Yeah, they did.
I love y'all.
I'm biased because I've been waiting to pick JL's brain. He is very somebody that I really look up to as far as being a Black entrepreneur. He is very positive. The energy is always giving positive and uplifting. It's never a dull moment. So I am very grateful to be able to sit down and just hear about the accomplishments and pick your brain. So thank you.
Yeah,
absolutely. Look, see, and for the notes, for the people that's taking notes, you invite me to be on your show, then you can pick my brain for free. Right. Otherwise, I got to send you the invoice.
Yeah,
exactly.
Okay.
Start paying that fee.
Exactly. Come on.
That knowledge not free. That knowledge costs you.
It did. A lot of heart and brain behind this.
Yes.
Well, being an entrepreneur myself, I am very excited to go ahead and get into some deep conversation.
Yeah.
Come on. Yes. And I will tell you, Zoey, I think I'm a little bit more biased than Divine because I've known him before he got here. So I'm just saying I'm a little bit more biased.
Throw your cousin card. Go through.
It's the cousin card. I'm throwing the cousin card. I knew when he got here that he was a jewel and a blessing and just was going to bring some amazing things into the world. Even when he was young, I saw the light and the awesomeness in him. So I'm honored that he is our first.
I know. Sorry, baby.
I'm sorry, but I'm just saying.
Right.
That's my baby. I say that every time he introduces me to somebody else. And they was like, "That's your cousin?" Absolutely. And we'll go toe to toe.
With your chest.
Yeah.
With your chest.
She should. She used to pinch me with her fingers. Make me cry.
You gonna tell that story to the end of time.
I'm a crybaby now. I'm okay with it though.
Okay, so I think it's time to take a quick break and we'll come back and get into some deep conversation.
Absolutely. So let's take a break and we'll be back with our amazing guests.
Yes, let me go pull out my list of questions.
Okay.
Bring that heat.
Hey, it's your girl Queen Danae. Thank you for 35,000 views on my music video BYOB featuring Big Yayo. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Let's keep them numbers going up, and make sure you set your notifications so you don't miss any of my new releases and my podcast, The Queen's Lounge. See you soon over on YouTube. Oh yes, you've got it right. It's Queen Danae.
And we are back. I think we got so sidetracked with our amazing guests that none of us wanted to talk about our week. But
I was gonna say,
ain't nothing else to say. He said everything for
my mood sums my week up, girl. It's the first. That it's everything is due. All I can do is dance for glory and hope the Lord send the proper amount of funds down from the heavens, girl.
Work it out.
Right.
We gotta work it out. Because we going out to eat no matter how much the bills cost. We going. Yes. And
Like
we all having a best.
Oh my gosh.
Yes. You might not have money for anything else, but you gonna have.
But I'm gonna eat. But I will eat. I will.
As soon as you check the account balance, your balance is anything over what I need. Let's go. Okay, purse already in the back seat. We moving
Absolutely. Wait a minute. Is that's it right there? So
Way too much.
I want to, and so I know my amazing cousin's background, and he is for the people. And he said that coming out the gate, like he is going to elevate the youth as well as Black entrepreneurs. And that's what I love about him is he encourages Black entrepreneurs to go beyond what they normally would be able to accomplish. And so, and I've seen it with my own eyes. I've seen him do it with my own eyes. I see the businesses that he has helped grow to the level that they are and going beyond. They have new skills and new found mindsets that they probably wouldn't have got from any other person, because I've seen them do it. And so I'll let you ladies ask your question. I'll be the last person to ask my question, but I'll let you. I know Divine wants to pick his brain, so I'm sure, and then Zoey does too, because they both of them look like they ready. Like, I'm going. Who gonna go first?
Because I'm a budding real estate entrepreneur. And so I just want to pick your brain, JL. So I know about your journey. You're very educated. And I want to know what the transition was like for you when you transitioned out of college and you began to explore the entrepreneurial things that you're doing. I want to know, number one, what kept you motivated along the journey, because I know you have to fund that dream. So how were you able to stay motivated while making ends meet until you got to the level where you're at, where you can actually pursue your passion without having to do all the side jobs?
Yeah. So I'm going to preface this in saying that I'm going to be radically honest and transparent and vulnerable. I think that is one of the biggest things I see missing in business in and of itself. The realm in which we exchange in business, capitalism does not allow for vulnerability or things like that. It's not a system where that fits. You either on top or you're at the bottom. And so because of that, we we profess that we have these things. We say that we do these things. We say that we own these things. We boast about a lot of stuff. And many times that's not necessarily the truth. As somebody who continues to work with business owners across the board, those from 7 figures, 8 figures to no figures to negative figures, the kind of through line that I see a lot is us saying we have things that we don't, us saying we have experienced things that we haven't, and us not really talking about the messy middle, that part after the motivation leaves, before you get to the end goal, where shit is just a clusterfuck, right? And so I come from an entrepreneurial family, and I didn't put a name on it. I didn't have language to give it until I was in my 30s. My grandmother did hair, right? And I'm saying now she did hair, but she didn't just do hair. She owned a salon. Like, but in my head, she did hair. It's like Mr. Johnny down the street that's always working on somebody's cars, right? Like, he's a mechanic.
Right. Exactly.
Like, he's not the person that works on cars. He's a mechanic. Right. The lady at the church that bakes all of the cakes for everything, right? Like, she's not just the lady at the church that bakes. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right. Makes a lot of sense.
What it is.
Right. So I didn't have that understanding, but I grew up around a lot of it. My father has not worked a full-time job, I don't think, in my entire livelihood. But he's always hustled, right? Keep a hustle, right? And I think I picked up on some of those things. So I was already running businesses before I even got to college, while I was still in high school. The people at church wanted to open up a snow cone stand. She called me, and I managed the stand. I put everything together I think I even designed the logo for the lady. I know I was definitely mixing the drinks and all of that stuff. We ran that. My mom's boyfriend at the time had a detail shop. And so I helped him open that out there, painting and washing cars and, all of those types of things. My freshman year in college, I went to school for electrical engineering. Now, I'd already done a lot of stuff on the engineering side and all of that kind of stuff, but I got to Purview, which is a whole nother story on how we got to my degree as Black, because
exactly. Come on.
Told me that I shouldn't go to an HBCU that was giving me a full ride because Purview didn't deserve me, and instead I should carry my Black ass up to University of Oklahoma in Norman, where I was getting a scholarship to be a part of an affinity group of folks in a minority multicultural engineering program, where the only thing they were covering were my out-of-state fees. So I would have went in debt to go to OU. And I'm so glad that I ended up at PV, because not only did PV create what you see in front of you, PV never went in my pockets except to give me money. And they continue to give me money. So anyway, go to school for electrical engineering. During that time, I built some liquefied natural gas plants. I worked on the GPS system. I built a flight simulator, rocket satellites. I did a lot of stuff. And the reason I say all of that is not to brag, but to say I had done so much. And in my head, I think I know everything. So I'm like, well, I did everything in engineering that I want to do. I really don't want to do no more of it. And so I dropped out of school. I actually quit PV. I was about a year out of graduation, maybe a semester. Was I in senior design? I was in senior design. So I was first year, getting ready to get out of there. And I was sitting in class. I was like, I can't do this no more. I grabbed my car keys and I left. I left my backpack, the book, the TI 89, I was a TI 90 something calculator at that point. So $150 calculator, all my tablet, everything. I just left. And I was working at Bath and Body Works at the time. I was the lead, I think, maybe like a lead or something like that for them. It was a side job that I picked up because I was working at Bechtel that summer doing an internship, and it's across the street. So you literally can walk out of the parking lot across the street and into Nordstrom's. So I was like, well, I'm going to go get me a job, excuse me, at the Galleria, because then I have sneaker money. And then I can keep all of this money from Bechtel, put it in my pocket.
Right.
I'm 21. Everything went to sneakers. Not really sneakers.
Of course.
Food, alcohol.
Right.
Made a lot of money, don't have nothing.
Curricula.
Right. That part.
So to kind of wrap it up and answer your question is, like, I left Purview. When I left Purview, I was working at Bath and Body Works. I stayed at Bath and Body Works for about a year. I ended up being the general manager of that store. I managed all of the visuals, sales. At one point, I was training people in the back. I was running the floor, and I was interviewing people at the front of the store. Now, for anybody who goes into Bath and Body Works in the Galleria now, the area where there's White Barn and all of that stuff, where the candles are, that was actually a beauty room. So we had two different types of makeup. I learned how to apply makeup. I became a beauty specialist, hair care, skin care. You name it, I could do it all. We sold lip balms that were like $100. We sold face creams that were like $200, right? Like, so this wasn't the Bath and Body Works that y'all see now. It wasn't the Bath and Body Works that has a sale every day. We had a sale the first weekend of every month. And then after that, you had to sell them body creams. And at the time, it was like $10, $12 a piece. Now, you know, they're damn near 20, but you had to sell them joints, right? So like I learned a lot of things there. I left there and then went to Coach as a visual branding manager there and started working with a lot of the different stores in the district. I helped open the one in Deerbrook, the one in Pearland when they had that one there. I helped open that one. So I got a chance to do a lot of those things. This white woman named Jennifer got me fired. Was I late? Yes. Was I extremely late? No. Like 10 minutes. She called the supervisor, our district manager, and told her that I was late and she had to run the store by herself, and it left her in a vulnerable space because she needed to count the safe and all of this stuff. Things that she should have did before she opened the door. She was playing Karen. And then the date that literally the night before, I had been there all night because we had a new floor set. When you leave, anytime you leave the building and you leave for the day, like you leave through the front door, can't leave through the back door because nobody's there to check you. You can take anything you want to take out of there, right? This manager went and left through the back door after she brought her boyfriend in there to come get her. There ain't nothing happened because of that. But then I got fired. So I get fired. They deny my unemployment initially. I said I was going to go to U of H because this was when I started to make the transition into entrepreneurship, right? Like, so at PV, engineering, life is great, making a whole bunch of money. I leave there, and now I'm in this kind of in-between where I'm working in these retail spaces, but I'm learning a lot, right? Like the learning never stops. I'm fine-tuning skills, all of those types of things. And then I move from there into this unemployed kind of space, right? I don't have no money. I am sleeping in my grandmother's beauty salon, right? Like homeless, ain't got nowhere to live, ain't got no car, ain't got no nothing. And I'm like, I'm gonna go to U of H. Get to U of H. They tell me that I can't enroll because I said I was gonna come in the fall and it's now spring. And so I have to fill out some semester intent form. And I was like, okay, well, give me the form. I fill it out. She was like, no, it's too late. I was like, it can't be too late. Y'all doing enrollment right now. It's U of H. Stop it.
Right.
Now we're rolling admissions talking about it's too late.
You know what I'm saying? If you said you was Prairie View, Texas Southern, maybe you have some couth about you. But
right.
Exactly.
So it doesn't matter when I was coming.
Yeah, right. I'm here now. I meet the qualifications still. Like, you know, so I get there, they're like, no. I asked the lady, I said, well, can you show me where the form is? If you're telling me it's my fault, show me where you communicated this, where I would have known this, all of that. Right, she can't pull anything up, right? So I leave there, I go to the president's office, right? Because I'm one of them black folks.
Right.
Where your boss is.
Your boss is boss.
Did what I would have did, right?
Yeah, your boss is boss is boss.
You know what I'm saying?
Let me get some right.
There you go. Who founded this motherfucker? Yes. So when I go high, now I'm going all the way to the top.
You're not getting this answer.
I'm with you.
I'm with you.
Whoever signs off on the degrees, that's who I need to speak with.
Who signed your check, baby?
Where they at?
Who signed your check?
Hell of heaven, right? So I went to the president's office. The president, there was no president at U of H at the time. They didn't even have an interim
transition. They were in transition.
Yeah, and so this was before Renia Couture because she became the president. She's been the president since I got there, right? So no president, but there was this other white lady named Teresa Singletary. And my office say that I don't have many white friends. There might be 3 or 4 white people I really like. And that's it. Teresa Singletary is one of those people. I told her what happened, and she said, that's a bunch of bullshit. She said, where the form at? I said, I don't know. The lady wouldn't give me the form. She couldn't pull the form up. And so she called.
Right.
She said, send me the form. She sent the form. She filled it out. She gave it to me, and she sent me to a black woman. And she said, now you go her, let her sign it, and you go take it back and tell that lady to let you in school. We ain't got time for this. Literally her words. And I was like, thank you. Fuck her. And she was like, fuck her. The reason you don't
I
want that
love
no
it.
more. So, you know,
Seriously.
No, for real.
Sometimes people give you a hard time for no reason.
For no reason. Yeah.
she is like the light-handed person at Chipotle. Girl, this rice don't belong to you.
Worthless.
Don't that boil your blood? Don't that make your blood
Worthless,
boil?
Rationing
If you want to describe some work, if you want to describe some work, describe that. The person with the light hand at Chipotle. Why are you here?
Come on. Why are you picking out individual onions and bell peppers? You better grab a.
You don't have no place in here.
This ain't the Lord's work.
It's not.
It's not gonna stop
people that want to do the Lord's job, baby. You scoop me up.
She always too much.
Oh, man.
You're just telling the truth.
Yes,
I know.
You need empathetic servers. Oh, it's fine. Oh, you had to eat all day. Yes.
Go ahead and put a little extra on top.
Yes,
that part.
You look like you need some guacamole.
Scoop just a little more.
Right?
Oh, let me tell you, when they put the big scoop of guacamole, but they only put like a little drop in there, man, right. You scoop the rest of that off.
Don't ration my food. I'm gonna pay for it.
Exactly. So, short and long, so I end up at U of H. I decided I'm going to be a part of the entrepreneurship program there because at the time U of H has the #1 entrepreneurship program in the country. Absolutely. Still standing. I think the lowest that they've been since I left, which was 2012. So about 11 years ago, it's been like 2. I think maybe one year it was 3, but it's usually always #1 program. And it wasn't even to graduate. It was just that I know that if I start a business here and I'm a part of this program, I'm going to get connected with all of the people I need to get connected with.
Right.
Through that experience, I went to Ghana with the study abroad program in the Department of African American Studies. We were there for 4 weeks. Life-changing. If you Black in this country and you ain't never went back home, carry your ass back home. It ain't what everybody tell you that they say that it is. It's absolutely not. African people love Black, indigenous African folks. Right. Not Black, indigenous African folks. Black people of African descent. Let me correct that for y'all. Go sliding in these comments, talking noise to me. Understand the difference. But yeah, so go back home. So I did that. Got back to U of H and wanted to start this leadership company called Lead 360, and it was going to be geared for young Black boys. And the goal of it was really to teach them 5 principles: 1, education; 2, expression; 3 was empowerment; 4 was engagement; and 5 was entrepreneurship. I still remember it. Won't ever forget. This is what started the skyrocket trajectory of my work. It was really centered around Black boys. And I started running all of these leadership workshops and retreats and all of this stuff for U of H. And I sat on a leadership development task force, and we were tasked with developing curriculum to be able to provide bachelor's degrees in leadership at U of H. So I got a chance to do a lot of that stuff. So I took all of those lessons, all of that engineering, problem solving stuff, all of the people feely touchy stuff that I learned in retail, plus now all of this new academia that I'm learning from leadership. And I put it all together and it went nowhere. Why? Because my best friend, Brittany, was the director of a weekday school, a Methodist weekday school, Bethany Weekday School. She was the first person who gave me a check. I still got the check somewhere around here. She paid me like $250. And I was like, oh my God. Yeah, I'm rich.
Right.
Come on, we ain't going to Applebee's $1 margaritas. Nigga, go get the Big Daddy. You know what I'm saying? Like,
exactly. I love it.
Right, that part.
So she hired me to do a leadership professional development workshop with her, half-day workshop with her staff. And so we did it, and we did it using the DISC assessment, which is like a Myers-Briggs or colors or whatever, right?
Okay, I remember Myers-Briggs. Okay.
Yeah. So it's like that. It's, in essence, you break stuff up into 5 categories. You got your dominant person, your influential person, your conscientious, or the person that wants to play by the rules. And then you have your really kind of like your social person. The person who wants to make sure everybody's okay, right? And so I did that with them and they loved it. And so the day after that, she kept telling me like, yo, like they're still talking about it. They're still talking about it. They're still talking about it, right? They went from calling each other by their names to calling them by whatever their behavioral chart was, or words that I taught them that people that have that behavioral habit use, or phrases that they use, like all of those things. And then that turned into another professional development workshop, which turned into another one. And then I started to see, like, as I'm working with these companies, these organizations, like all of the holes that they have in their operations, because I had studied entrepreneurship on a collegiate educational level for 3.5, 4 years. So like, because when I got to U of H, I had to almost start over. I was at U of H for 3 years. I was already at Prairie View for 4.5, right? Like, and I had to start all over. And so I started to give feedback there. And then I spent a year doing think tanks with people. I used to drive around Houston with flip chart paper and markers in my back seat. And I would get out, it'd be bars, literally be at a bar with a flip chart paper and markers, writing stuff out with people, helping them track things. I did that for free for a year. And then from that spawned a few other things happened in between, but spawned Lead 360. And that was my business development space. And so what I wanted to do was to create a portfolio of businesses that did good. And that's how I ended up with My Degree is Black. That's our media. All of the things that I have and that I do now have been a part of somebody reaching out to me saying, I want to do something. Them either not being able to afford my rate, so I take a portion of the company, or me saying, hey, you know what? I think this is really cool. Let's do something together. You know, and since that I have this, I continue to do things. But I will tell you this to answer your question. I want to give you that backstory so you understand when I answer your question, the setup of it is jobs, corporate America, whatever you want to call it, it's a revenue stream.
That part.
Use it as a revenue stream. You are being paid for labor. That's it. That's it. Because capitalism is the root of this country, and I would venture to say a whole lot of the world in general, but definitely this country, we are taught
to be workers.
To be workers from the day that we are born. When we see kids, right? Jamie, you got kids. When people come up to your kids, they ask them what they want to be when they grow up. They ask them where they're gonna slave for the rest of their life till they retire. That's crazy.
My son said. And it's crazy because the youth of today don't have the mindset that we had. Like my child said, oh, I don't want a job. I'm going to make video games for a living, and I'm going to play pro video game. I'm going to be a pro video gamer, and I'm going to create video games for people to play. Like, they're in the entrepreneurial mindset already.
Exactly.
That
and
part. That's
it. The beauty in that is when you catch it early, you can harness it in such a way that they will be able to really live the life that they desire to live, versus this dream being warped and turned into the same thing we're doing now, right? Because our parents, our forefathers, our ancestors said, hey, I want to be a doctor, right? I want to save lives. I want to invent medicine, right? Like they said that. And we have that now. We have Black people that are scientists and they're still slaving in the system though, right? Like, and so being able to catch that early, because the reality of it is nobody wants to work. Nobody does. It is not a thing that comes in that. Like, we don't wake up saying, let me go work. Like, that's not right. Nobody had to work.
I don't know nobody that does that.
Yeah. And before, when we worked, it was for sustainability of either our households or the village in which we live. Right. Like, so this idea that we have to work has been so ingrained in us, especially Black people, that we have now associated our identities to it. I am not what I do. What I do is a part of who I am. Right. Like, and that's really cool.
Say that again for the people in the back.
Yeah, I am not what I do.
That's really good.
What I do is a part of who I am. The same way what I read is a part of who I am. The same way what I eat is a part of who I am. The people that I know are a part of who I am. My family are a part of who I am. Me loving to ride bikes, a part of who I am. All of these albums back here, a part of who I am. My faith, a part of who I am. None of those things are me by themselves. And work damn sure ain't gonna be it. Right? And so like that, since since that changed for me, and it was a friend of mine, Shanette Prince, that she's like perfected this.
I love
She
her.
has a company, Africa on My Back. And she was like, yo, look, let me tell you something. I go hard for Africa on My Back. If I get into a little bind where I need a little extra something or I need a new car, she needed a new truck. What she did, she went and got a job. Took that check and dumped it all on that truck. When that truck was paid off, she was out of there. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's okay. You know what I'm saying? And there's nothing wrong with working a 9 to 5 and being an entrepreneur. Statistics will show you that over 88% of the small businesses in the United States report less than $100,000 in revenue a year. That's revenue. That's not the money you get to put in the bank, right? You still got to pay for all of the bills, the light, the lease, the website, the products themselves, the marketing, the supply. If you got to pay for all of that, then what are you putting in your pocket, right? Like, it's that thing. And so I think that when we really frame that, it carries and bleeds over into our entrepreneurialism, because the reality of it is for most of us, entrepreneurship is a trauma response. Right. We don't want to work. We don't like our experience in work, being overworked, underpaid, undervalued, minimized, diminished. Right? We don't like that. And so we see entrepreneurship as this as liberation.
Yep.
And it's not. You work more. When I get off the phone, when I get off this with y'all, I'm going to the gym and then I'm going back to work some more.
Yeah.
Right? I'm gonna go to sleep. I'm gonna get up. I'm going to go do a lot more work tomorrow, only to go get a car, drive down to Austin and do more work, right?
Right.
The difference is I get to say yes to this work, right? I also get to say no to some of it, right? But the other piece of it is for me, I don't have a desire to be the biggest, to be the richest, to be anything. I want to live and enjoy life. When I die, I want my tombstone to read, "You had to be there." That's it. That nigga lived. Like, that's it. And so to that end, I would say what keeps me motivated throughout all of these things is realizing that I don't have to be motivated throughout all of it. I'm going to do what I want to do, when I want to do, how I want to do it. And I understand that also means that there may be a level of growth that I won't see. And I'm okay with that. One of my favorite memes, I don't even like memes like that. But one I read said, when you stop worrying, when you stop valuing your life by what it looks like and start valuing it by what it feels like, you'll be unstoppable. Life feels good to me. It feels really good, really, really good. And so I do that. My degree is Black. We're in our 5th year. We could be big as shit, and we're not. We could be massive, and we're not, because I ain't doing that kind of work. We're not. Lead 360, I have built leadership development programs and business training programs all across this city, right? Like, I'm getting ready to do another one, right? Like, it could be bigger, but I'm not interested really in that type of thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was, but it's so much work to do. And for some people that might be great. And so do that for you. But that's it. You know what I'm saying? Like, really understanding your why. Like, I always start with this, and then I'm gonna shut up because I know I've been talking a lot. So thank y'all for listening.
Yes, of course.
8 TED Talks I done did so far. But like, it's really understanding your why. Like, why are you an entrepreneur? Like, it has to be something deeper than I don't want to work for somebody else, because you elected to not clock in for 40 to 50 hours a week, to clock in for the entire week for people, especially as you build your business. So it has to be something deeper than that, right?
Right.
Like, and it also cannot consume your identity. And I think that's the thing that motivates you. Why am I getting up? Because I really I'm excited about this thing that I'm doing. And then there are days that I'm not excited about it. Yesterday was hard for me. I laid in this room and sobbed like a baby for about 2 hours. Because it's just so many things happen. I'm overstimulated. So many things happening at one time, right? And so being able to then dial that back and say, hey, I still got to get shit done. But what needs to get done today, doing that and being okay with it, it's a lot. So to answer the question about motivation, what keeps me motivated through those spaces. I've been homeless 3 times. I've been fired more times than I've been hired. I've been fucked over left and right, you name it. I'm fascinated with the exploration of a thing. I do it as long as I feel like doing it. When I don't want to do it no more, then I don't do it. You know what I'm saying? And I let that be. And I used to feel shameful about that, right? Especially because we're all taught, right? Jack of all trades, master of none, right? But the rest of that sentence is better than a master of one. So you go ahead, be the master of one thing. That's great. But when that one thing is over, we saw it with Blockbuster, we see it with Hollywood Video, we see it with BlackBerry, we see it with Polaroid, we see it with so many different things where people are used to one thing. That's all they know. So they're incapable of pivoting, right? And so
got to be able to
I say to the entrepreneur, like, get up and do what feels good, right? Like, and figure out what the end goal is for your life. This is a mission. It is a vehicle to get you somewhere. Entrepreneurship is not an end all to anything. It is a vehicle to get you somewhere. So when you identify where it is you want to be, then you use that vehicle to get you there, right? Like, my goal is to get out of this country. Y'all can have it. I want to travel the world and tell black ass stories. And I'm using entrepreneurship to get me there. Once I've amassed what I need to amass, I'm outie. I ain't doing this no more. Y'all call somebody else to help you with your business. No, I don't care.
Get somebody else to do it.
You're right.
That's it. So, that's it. Find your why. Find out what that end goal is, what the mission is for you.
Yes,
like,
why?
stick to that, because you're not going to be motivated all the time. You're not going to be inspired all the time. And it's actually detrimental to go doing a bunch of stuff when you're motivated and you're inspired, because if you don't check that, you will overpromise a bunch of things to yourself and overcommit yourself to a lot of things that you won't then do, because inspiration and motivation are just like any other feeling. Happiness, sadness, whatever, it's all fleeting.
Come and go.
The moment it comes. And you ever feel like, oh, okay, I got one. You ready? New Year's coming. I got 2 months to the New Year's. I've seen this meme that say you got 61 days, make the best of it, all of that stuff, right? So then I go promising I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do this, I'm about to die, I'm gonna eat this, I'm cutting this out, I'm cutting this out. That shit lasts for half of a day.
That's it.
Not for half of a day, at least.
No, he telling the truth though. So think about it.
I know.
You think about it, because when you get to lunch, when you get to lunch, you was like, oh, I'm gonna eat a salad, and when you get to lunch, you're like, I ain't eating salad. I'm going to get Chick-fil-A.
That fried chicken.
Exactly. Look, Miss Peavy.
Hey, Peavy.
Hey, hey. She said, absolutely, we do that. We do it all the time. I know I do. He said burnout. She said burnout. Yes, absolutely. You have burnout.
So I just want to say this to any entrepreneurs listening, if or even watching the playback, y'all need to go check him out, because you will have a whole different mindset being an entrepreneur. Of course, you have your own goals, you have your own thoughts, but a lot of this information that just you sharing your story and your journey, you answered a few of the questions that I was gonna ask. So I'm like close mouth over here, like
now do you see why I was excited?
Educational too.
I'm sorry to interrupt y'all, but you remember I told you I only had like 4 white friends?
Right. This is one of them.
Niels is one of them.
Niels.
Hey, Niels.
So thank you for you, John, and for your wisdom and your dedication. You are always elevating and dignifying everyone around you, and he does. He does. Yes, he does.
Yes. And Jamie, I have a lot of side
energy has been great.
I have a lot of
absolutely.
You know that. I facilitate stuff, that be a check. I run business training programs, that be a check. I sell my degree is black merch, that be a check. I sell THC infused treats, that be a check. I write poetry and perform it, that be a check. Right? Like, so and I think it was the top of this year, maybe. I think it was. I had a contract that didn't come through. Your boy was Instacarting. Won't ever do that again. Anybody that I've ever ordered Instacart, DoorDash, my heart goes to you. Because I did that shit for about a month. No negative. I'll be down here on Homestead and Tidwell on the strip selling something before I ever do another Instagram.
Not selling something.
That's why that lady was putting that lady groceries back in the car, y'all.
Close the lens.
Exactly.
I don't Homestead selling. Close the lens.
Listen,
You know, Tidwell and 59 is the strip.
Close the lens, baby. Close it.
Oh,
that part.
but
Yeah.
Jamie, I have a lot of hustles. Like what I will say is when I consult business owners, I tell them to find the one thing in their business that they can elevate, grow. Like pick one thing. You don't have to be Walmart. So to anybody that's listening, don't be like me in that sense. You don't have to monetize every single thing. And that was my problem. I went and started monetizing every single thing. And the business part of me was like, now you got to turn that into businesses. And before you know it, you got 8 LLCs that you're trying to manage. Ain't none of them making no money because you're spread so thin.
Yeah.
So find that one thing, push that motherfucker home till it can't no more, and see what happens, right? Dump it all behind that. Because again, the mission, it's not entrepreneurship. Y'all don't want to work. So it can't be entrepreneurship. Y'all want freedom.
Because entrepreneurs work more than the average person who has a 9 to 5. It's basically 24 hours because you're running your own operation. That's what I hear a lot of entrepreneurs say. They say, I work more hours now than I've ever worked in my entire life at being an entrepreneur. And so
it's true. It's your business, your brand, your company. So
and you got to be pushing more than somebody else.
Yeah, you got to put in that time.
Yeah. So I think that if you find a thing, like I had a student that graduated one of my programs, and she makes vegan Pop-Tarts. And when I tell you these joints,
I need one of them right now. Vegan Pop-Tart right now.
But she had a vegan bakery, and I was like, hey, look, so I know you make these treats, and I know people like them. That's great. But these Pop-Tarts right here are not in stores right now. Like, take that and run with it.
Yeah.
If you give me 6 months, a year, like, and just push, you can always go back to being a vegan bakery. That ain't going nowhere. Right. Push these, you know what I'm saying? These Pop-Tarts. They're just, everybody has a thing, right? Like,
niche.
And I listen to this podcast a lot called Masters of Scale. It's by Reid Hoffman. He is one of the founders, the initial founders of Twitter, LinkedIn, and then he is one of the founders of like Greylock Investing, which is one of the largest tech investing companies on the planet. And he had a guy up there he brings these people who have scaled these massive companies together to just kind of give inside feedback, blah, blah, blah. Right? Okay. Great podcast. Y'all should check it out, along with Freakonomics, because it's good. And if you ever want like some shit talking and good times and all of that stuff, right? And you want something that's going to center you and make you feel good, then you already tuned into the right place, because what right? Every fucking anyway, so he had a guy on that was, I forget where he worked, but he said something that has been so profound to me, and I share this with every entrepreneur. He said, you don't become a Google by tackling like a big need. Like, it's not by creating something big that you become like a Google. It's not that. It's not because you were so innovative or any of those things. Like, that's not how you scale. You scale because you tackle an unmet need.
That part.
That's the thing. There's a need that is unmet, and because it's unmet, somebody's gonna provide a solution to it. That part. We needed information, right? Like, that is what we needed. We were trying to figure out how to pull all of this information together in one, and Google became the hub for it. Amazon did the same thing with being able to purchase online, right? I'm not endorsing Google practices or Amazon practices, or their monopoly and chokehold on a lot of things. What I am saying is the science and the math is the science and the math, right? And so, like, yes, I could, using a vegan bakery, for example, yes, I could absolutely like continue on with this vegan bakery, and I'm cooking all of these things, making all these things. But in the market right now on the shelves, there is not a vegan Pop-Tart. there still does not exist a vegan Pop-Tart. And we eat them things. We do eat them.
Pop-Tarts.
Like,
We definitely do.
and we know it.
Toaster strudels also.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And we feed them to our kids, right?
Yeah.
And they're gonna feed them to their kids.
Yeah.
And now that we're a little more health conscious, like you can
that part.
Yeah, that's
not everybody's gonna buy it because they get all of the sweet shit that they really want, but they get to call it vegan, so they feel a little bit better about it. You know what I'm saying?
It sounds good. They making it sound good. That's all.
Yeah.
You can even step that up a notch and do the vegan hot pockets.
Yeah, I'm telling you, it opens up.
Girl, come on,
it opens up a space for everything.
I'm with she over here helping the
I'm just saying.
But it's that type of thing. So if you find you one thing in your business, right, like something that's solid, like take that and push it
out.
Don't try to be Walmart, because the reality of it is Walmart don't sell shit. Walmart could care less about the items in their store. What Walmart does well is supply chain management and payment of their vendors. Walmart pays sometimes 180 days out. So they're sitting on product, making money off of it that they ain't even had to pay the person for, the supplier for it. Their supply chain is like clockwork. It's crazy. Nobody was fulfilling shit overnight until Walmart. Now you got H-E-B doing it. You got Kroger. You got all of these people doing this overnight fulfillment. You know what I'm saying? But Walmart really like pushed and hammered that thing home because it's a part of their supply chain. That's what they're in the business of. So a company like Rent the Runway, right? Where you can get all of these designer stuff, right? Like, but they're not in the business of fashion.
They're in the business, product.
But they're not even that. They're in the cleaners business. They're a laundromat.
You know what?
Because they got to get all of that stuff in, clean it, and then flip it, right? And then get it back out to you.
Yeah.
Right? Like, so understanding the business behind your business, understanding what it is that you are strong in, and understanding what specific product or service you're going to provide, like that is key. Stay there. If you don't know, you don't remember nothing else, remember the mission. Remember your entrepreneurial journey is not you. It's a part of you, and that's it. A very small part. It's a vehicle to get you to somewhere. Find one thing that works really well that you can do good. Push that shit hard as hell and see what happens. You know what I'm saying? But give it your all and see what happens. You know? And last thing, your friends and your family ain't your customer, but that's another conversation. But they don't want your shit.
That's for the next time you come on the show.
Yes. I'm sorry I've been talking so much. Thank y'all for listening.
Because we definitely need that word. That's a religious word.
I'm telling you. I'm not gonna tell you real quick.
Testimony.
I'm gonna tell you real quick 30 seconds how white men at Facebook have used that against us, right? So you go start a business. You start a business Facebook page, right? The first thing he's gonna ask you is to invite all your friends to like your page, right? So then you invite all your friends to like your page. They're gonna like your page because they like you. They don't give a damn about your business. They care about you. Then you're gonna start posting about stuff, and ain't nobody gonna be liking it, ain't nobody gonna be commenting on it, ain't nobody gonna be sharing it, ain't nobody gonna be talking about it. Why? Because they don't want your shit. They was just trying to be nice to you. Now you're trying to run ads, and you running ads to the same people who like your page, but those are the people that ain't buying from you because they don't want your shit, right? So now you're losing money. Like the whole premise of it is to make you spend more and more and more and more money. So you will learn this when your friends and family buy something from you. Even if they don't, ask them for a referral. Make a list of all of those referrals that they gave you. And then when you sell to each one of those referrals, you ask for a referral. Make a list of all of the people that gave that bought something from that second set of referrals. Why? Because your friends and family, I told you, they don't care about you. They just want to support you. So they're only gonna buy one time. Your friends of your friends and family, right? They only like you partially by what you have or what you provide, but then also through proxy of their relationship with your friend or family member, right? Like y'all, like when y'all first met me or heard about me or whatever, in whatever capacity, part of it was just through Tanisha. It was like, I like Tanisha, so I'm gonna like her cousin, right? I'm gonna extend some grace, something, you know what I'm saying, to him, right? And then when you get the referral from the friends of friends and family, those people don't know you. They ain't never met you a day in their life. The only thing they care about is your product or the service.
That part.
Hit them hard. Like keep hitting them. because those are the people that's going to talk about your product. And that's what you need people talking about, telling about your product, about your service, about all of those things. Because family be tired, and then you put us in a bad space because there might be other people that I want to support and really want to talk about. I really like this person body soap. I really don't like yours that much. Theirs is better. Right, but now I can't talk about theirs because I'm not talking about yours.
They're gonna be feeling some type of way.
I ain't got time to be
You
mad.
don't say nothing about my business. Da, 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 da.
Right.
Now you ain't bringing macaroni and cheese to the cookout. What the fuck I'm supposed to do?
Macaroni and cheese.
No.
That part. And it's but if you think about it, and this is something that Queen Danae say all the time, if we're doing business, then there's no feelings involved. We're just doing business.
Yeah, because business is business.
Yeah, it's business is
You
business.
gotta take your feelings out of it.
But everybody can't do that.
Yeah.
As he just stated, your family gonna get mad because if somebody make a better product than yours, if you in your feelings, you gonna get mad because like you don't even buy my product no more. You ain't talk about my book like you talk about that other person book.
Yeah.
You can wear my shirt but one time and I ain't seen it since then. You ain't promote my lipstick like you promoted that other person lipstick. They gonna get mad.
Mm.
Okay, let me ask you a question.
Yes,
I know we're supposed to be done.
Okay,
Okay, so
I'm here as long as you need me. I don't know what y'all time slots look like, but you know.
So what
I'm cool with that too.
What if a person has the same product, right? And I know you're saying jump on something that is unique about your business, right? But what if overall, okay, for example, I make candles. So what if my healing candles that I make, somebody is making them as well? Do I do a signature candle, or like how would I do that is what I guess what I'm trying to
separate yourself from that other person?
Yeah, how do I stand out from them?
I don't, here's my thought, and I could be crazy for thinking this, but I really think collaboration is the new competition. Like, yes, there are competitors. Yes, there are things to learn from it, right? Like all of those things. So if you want to stand out and be different, right? I'll use Coke and Pepsi. They both are colas, right? When Pepsi first came out, Pepsi was, I think, red, white, and blue. They had the cursive letter almost just like Coca-Cola. That shit didn't work. What Pepsi then did was they made their can blue. Coca-Cola is red. They made their logo print. Coca-Cola is cursive. Coca-Cola is the traditional generation. Like, that's it. When niggas want a Coke, they're going to drink a Coke. If they can't get a Coke, they're not drinking nothing else. Right? Exactly. Pepsi folks, they don't get a Pepsi. Pepsi don't work. Give me a Mr. Pibb, a Sprite. Give me something. Pepsi represents the now generation. Think about Pepsi commercials, right? Like, you're going to have new people, Beyonce, Michael Jackson, Kim Kardashian, Britney Spears, Justin Timberlake, Christina Aguilera, right? Coca-Cola is who? Exactly. That polar bear been that same polar bear since we've been kids, since our parents been kids, right? But it created a difference. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Look at Walgreens and CVS, right? Yeah. Same thing. Yep. What CVS did was what the next thing is I'm about to tell you to do is you go up under the comment section and look at all of the people that's following her candles, and then you start hitting up all of them motherfuckers that's selling them. That's because that's a market right there.
No, seriously.
Every CVS is almost every single CVS is across the street from a Walgreens.
It is.
Every McDonald's is gonna have a Jack in the Box or a Subway or a Popeyes or something. You create a marketplace because then people are coming there for that particular item, right? They're coming there to eat. So now McDonald's gets Burger King's people. Burger King people get McDonald's people. Chick-fil-A people get Chipotle people. Because I might want one of them frozen lemonades from Chick-fil-A, but I want a bowl from Chipotle. You know what I'm saying? Or vice versa. Yeah. And so I think that one is you got to do what's good for you and what's unique about your candle. Doesn't necessarily have to be that it's different than somebody else's, right? It's unique to you, and because it's unique to you, it most likely will be different than somebody else. Yeah. I think the other thing is you can always identify a pain point. Right? Like, so many times we'll look at a competitor and we'll try to make our stuff different, but we've not engaged in the customer journey or the customer experience with that particular company.
Product.
And
Right.
you would like to purchase a candle from them, right? Like you don't know what that looks like. And so, but if you go through that process, there might be a hiccup somewhere. And then you can fix that in yours. And now you promote that, right? So Burger King got big with the have it your way. You can change this, you can change this, you can change this. At the time, most burger places wasn't allowing you to do that. You're going to get what's on this burger. You can't flip this and add this, change the bun, do all of those things. You can't do that. And Burger King said, hey, we're going to let you do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's those types of things. And so it's really understanding and recognizing whatever the value proposition you have for yourself is. And I'll end with this. I'm gonna take the 30 seconds for real this time. Is whatever the end goal is for your customer. After I purchase a candle from you, how is my life different? How am I supposed to feel after I purchase your product, right? And I call that the end goal for the user. What's the end goal for the user, for the consumer? And you sit on that. That's your value proposition. That's the world you live in. I was working with a young guy who has a mobile teeth whitening business. He'll come to your house, set up the whole thing, do your teeth whitening and all that. And I was like, you need a vision statement. He was like, we want to be the largest. I was like, no. He was like, well, like having healthy teeth and all this. I was like, no. I was like, so when somebody get their teeth done, how do they feel? Confident. And I say, and then what do confident people do? He was like, whatever the fuck they want to do. I said, well, it sounds like your vision statement could be a world without bucket lists. We don't want you to have a bucket list. You know why? Because when you get these teeth white, you're going to want to go do it because the confidence you have when your teeth are white, you go do everything. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's based on that. I want to go get my teeth whitened from him because he understands, look, I'm trying to go conquer the world, explore the world, and these white teeth are going to help me. So whatever that might look like for your business, Jamie, whatever that might look like for your business, Zoe, like identifying what that is. The most valuable thing you'll ever have is your story. As a business owner, it's your story. You know what I'm saying? Like, figure out what that shit is for you. You healing candles. You know what I'm saying? Look.
Come through.
Come on.
Yeah. Part of me needs to be healed.
Yeah.
Put that candle around my head.
Right? That's part.
You know what I'm saying?
He over here giving y'all life.
Yes.
I
love it. Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
I knew he was gonna drop some gems. That's why I put it on. Let me tell you something.
Look,
that's what I love about him is that he like Devon said, you motivate.
Thank you.
To be better at why you doing what you doing, and you see that. I know Devon's have seen him in his.
I've seen John in his element. Like even when I went to the park, we went to the Juneteenth event. It was a very festive event, but I could see the businessman on the forefront. I could see internally it was a good time because outwardly you could see the smile, you could see the cordial demeanor of him of hi, how are you? This is good, this is nice, but you can also see the business person. Are you good? You need anything? Did y'all sell what y'all needed to sell today? Did you hit your goals?
Oh, you know we doing that?
Yeah.
I pay attention to you whether you know it or not. And I was looking at all of that because, like I said, I want to run a successful business. And so when I see successful people, I soak it up. I soak the energy up. I soak up the knowledge, and I cling to it, and I take things out of it for myself. And I saw that, and so I always talk to Tanisha about John. I'm just like I was promoting John's business. I had never looked him in the face ever. And I didn't even know that he had took a step back from My Degree is Black for a while. And I was still promoting the brand and telling people to go buy it. Yeah. Because why? Because your degree should be Black if you're a Black American or any kind of person of Black descent. You should want to have that. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So, but that I'm off my soapbox now.
My degree is Black too then.
Right.
There you go.
I can tell my story. My cousin is, he's my brother. I don't call him my cousin. That's my brother because we grew up like brothers and sisters. Yeah. But the one thing I can say about him is he's going to always put you on. If he knows the motivation for you, he knows how you operate, he's gonna always put you on. And that's what he did. Like I had an opportunity to be at a sneaker ball, to volunteer, to be able to network with people I probably would have never met.
Mm-hmm.
Never set foot in front of their face ever.
Yeah.
And that's what I love about him is like even when he does his markets where he sell his shirt, I encounter people that I probably would have never ran across.
Right.
And have conversations that will last me a lifetime. And then I've helped him with one of his signature things. I'm so excited that he's gonna bring back this year is cigars and sundresses.
Yeah.
Right. I remember when we look.
The originator. So the people know. Everybody doing it now. The originator.
Right, but it ain't going. It ain't going, baby. It ain't going. We packed the place out and they were still coming in.
Let me give me a little shoot that ain't together then. Because you already know I'll be in the building.
Let me tell you something. So when we did that, the thing about that I love about helping him is the way he engages the people who come and purchase his product. They come up to his table, he allows them to look at the product, and then he was like, "What's up, boss? What's up, boss man?" And then they're engaged with the conversation now. And he started talking to him, and they start telling their HBCU stories, and they start talking about their life, and then so that's how you engage your customer. You allow them time to see the product. You don't badger them. You give them an opportunity to see if they really want to purchase. If it's a product they're going to purchase, people going to buy stuff, period, regardless. And I seen that, and that's what we did with cigars and sundresses. We ran out of tickets. He was like, they ain't got no tickets. I said, but they coming with the money. So we're not going to turn that money down.
She got me a nice little bag.
What we going to do? How we going to get this coin so they can come in because they ready to come in? And the same thing happened.
Baby, just as long as you got the coinage, we're going to allow you to come on through the door.
And let me tell you something. They had it because they were standing at the door. And like, hey, how you gonna take this?
What's the max capacity? Because once we reach that number, that's the only point in time where the coin should be turned away.
We went over the past capacity.
I want to get shut down.
You was overflowing. We probably could have fell off the balcony. That's how many people always go over capacity.
It was a good time.
That happened at the sneaker ball.
It was raining and the people were still outside.
It was raining. They were still coming.
What?
It was still
coming.
It was raining outside.
Yes,
it was a good time. Even at the sneaker ball, Jay, they was coming in there. They hadn't bought tickets, and they were willing to pay at the door.
Zelle, Cash App, Venmo. If I ain't learned nothing else, let me tell you, like
accessible.
At Unwind, and I always tell businesses this: make it as easy as possible for people to give you money, right? Like, but really be ready to receipt money however people can pay you.
That's
right. So my experience with that, I'm sorry to cut you off. My experience with that, I was doing a lot of pop-up shops, a lot of pop-up events. And, it was easier to do the swipe, just to add the card in there. And then I started doing Zelle and Cash App because people didn't have cash. And, people don't carry around cash like that. They card it. Tap the machine, that's
it, yeah.
Generation, that's what's going on. So I just kind of moved with how everybody else was moving. I'll take whatever you got.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right.
Now on the back end of that, you got to make sure that we are reconciling the sales after, right? Like, so yes, you sold all of that stuff on Cash App, you sold all of that stuff on Zelle, you sold all that stuff on Venmo. That ain't your money. That is the business's money. You go send that money to the business account, right? And then you make a track of everything that you sold. So anytime somebody pays me Zelle, Cash App, whatever, cool, I will take it that way. What I need you to type into the description is the color of the shirt and the size, because I need to track that inventory, right? Like, so I'm still going to do business the right way, right? Keep it all a buck. You know what I'm saying? Like, but absolutely take the money wherever you can. It should. If I got to jump through one hoop to give you my money, I will find somebody else to go.
I'm gonna buy
something easier to do.
I'm not doing it. Yeah. So you should absolutely do that. Like, get money however you can get money. If them people want to buy something, they're gonna buy something. So instead of trying to force your product on them, get to talk to them a bit. You know what I'm saying? Figure out whatever your pitch is going to be. If y'all have never been to Crumville, Texas, on Emancipation and Holman. It's a bakery, black-owned bakery. Black chick Ella, one of my dearest friends, has the best sweets on the planet. Reason y'all should go is not just for the treats, but when you go there, she's gonna give you a pitch. It's gonna take all of maybe 20 seconds for that pitch, but it's gonna give you everything you need to know about the space. And she does it over and over and over again. So if you stayed in her store and watched her for the day, every time somebody comes in, she's going to ask them if they've been there before. If they say no, she's going to give them the pitch the same way every single time, right? So figure out what that is for you, because I do the same thing, right? I learned that in retail. Figure out what that is for you. I'm going to engage you. Hey, what's going on? You having fun at the whatever? You know what I'm saying? Find something to comment on to talk to you about. And then if I see you looking at the product, I know you like it because I created it, and it's a damn good product.
And it's
I'm not going to ask you about buying the shit until after we establish some rapport, because people do business with people they like and people they trust.
Yeah,
that's it.
That's it. Now, that's it.
Like
right. So make sure for those who have been tuning in, appreciate you tuning in. We really do appreciate it. Please make sure that you follow John Nichols on Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn. If you want to have assistance with your business, if you want to have a conversation with him, he does charge. Nothing's free anymore. This is the free.
Never been free. I was just the fool.
That's why I took advantage.
I know.
This was the free opportunity. But if you want to connect with him, it would behoove you to connect with him, because I call him the go-to. He knows everybody that knows everybody that knows everybody. So really appreciate you being on. We're gonna do take this tea to go for the end of the show. Appreciate you. Any last words, ladies? I know y'all got the gems and the tools that y'all need to go out there for the world. If I rule the world, hey. So
I think my take this tea to go is going to be that listen to what JL said. If you're one of those people out there that you do want to start a business, just make sure you do. Like he said, have a clear vision. Don't count yourself out. It's never too late to be an entrepreneur. We always find things that we love day to day. You as a human being are constantly evolving. So there's things that you're going to find enjoyment in as you go along your life's journey. Indulge in those things that you enjoy, and you never know what kind of business you can create and how successful that business could be. So just believe in yourself, and you have to start somewhere. So why not start today?
And my take this tea to go would be to be intentional with your actions. Be intentional with everything that you do. Like she said, if you're an entrepreneur, be intentional with your business. Yeah.
Okay. So my take this tea to go is cultivate relationships with people outside of your family. I think we all gravitate towards our family because those are the people we first learn how to be friends with. Mm-hmm. When you have other relationships outside of your family, then you truly learn how to be a friend, and you learn how to cultivate relationships with other people when you have relationships outside of your family. Your family gonna always be there. If you've cultivated those relationships your entire life, now it's time to learn how to make those relationships outside of your family work to the best of your ability. Yeah. And our guests, come on, cousin.
Thank you for joining us.
Absolutely. Yes. Let's see, my tea to go is bring your whole ass to the party every single time. Everybody deserves to have some sun. Think of your life as a nude beach. Let the light touch every part of you. You deserve it. And I would love, maybe season 5, 6, something like that, to come back, because I really want to have some conversation about the dynamics of interpersonal relationships and all of that, like the real good,
You understand the assignment, didn't you?
Yeah.
I'm ready. I'm happy to be like a series regular commentator on something. You know what I'm saying? If you want like some quick sips.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
We would love it too. Trust and believe we would love it.
I'm down. And I would love last thing. I like to host y'all for brunch, the three of y'all. I will cook for you. I have no problem in doing so. You
come I love a mimosa.
Yeah, I make you a whole mimosa bar. I do a craft mimosa bar. So
come on now.
Yeah. Y'all gonna love the avocado toast is to die for.
Every meal I be on there on the page like who?
Yeah, I made some stuffed butternut squash. I made some stuffed butternut squash last night and some Penang curry grilled shrimp with sauteed butternut squash and roasted.
I would like the breakfast bowl that you had with the berries.
Oh yeah, that was good.
And the homemade yogurt.
Yes.
Homemade yogurt?
Some kind of yogurt that was made homemade with berries and grains.
Oh,
and
yeah,
it was
that was
marvelous. So I'll take a bowl of that and one of those crafted beverages that you get over there.
Exactly.
Say less. It's done. It's done.
Zoe, go follow the page.
I am. I already took a picture of it. Don't worry.
Chateau de Nicholas. That's what we gonna call that kitchen. Come on, guys.
Thank you. Awesome. This was so fun. This was such neat. It was awesome to have you as our first guest for season 4.
Yes.
It made this season be the most amazing season ever. Just to have you, because we've been trying to coordinate this for a long time. I was going
to say, no pun intended, but thank you for your professionalism and not jumping in any DMs, not getting any convictions prior to having to come on to the show. Thank you. You have a reputable business. Thank you. This is wonderful.
The sidebar story after this.
We'll have to fill you in later. But yes, thank you.
I know y'all gotta leave, but can me and my friend Sharice, my best friend, we do a mantra at the beginning of every year, and a list of intentions. And the one we did a few years ago, like it still rings true. And I would love to share that with you as you all embark upon this next season. If y'all are open to it.
I'm open.
Of course.
Yeah, okay. It's like 15 seconds, so it's not that long. Just know when I say the word green energy, I mean money.
Okay. Hello?
Yeah, exactly. That definitely
already receiving that.
All right, so we're gonna take a deep breath in. Slowly exhale. Oh, that felt good. Okay, y'all ready?
It did. I love it.
I am manifesting.
Co-creating.
Y'all gonna repeat after me? Okay, even better.
Yeah. Okay.
Repeat after me. I am manifesting.
I am manifesting.
Co-creating.
Co-creating.
And receiving miracles.
And receiving miracles.
I am attracting green energy.
I'm attracting green energy.
On every level.
On every level.
I am receiving infinite.
I am receiving infinite.
Inexhaustible.
And
immediate abundance.
And immediate abundance.
That exceeds my needs.
That exceeds my needs.
And my greater is happening now.
And my greater is happening now.
Always. In all ways.
Always and always.
And always.
Like that. And always. Forever.
Gotta ring the bell. My fake bell over here. I gotta ring the bell.
Amen for the green energy.
Come on. Yes.
I got a little Palo Santos.
Okay.
Let me wave it around.
Let's seal the deal on that.
So you know I'm true to it. I got some questions.
Not true to it.
There we go. I got the Ghanaian seat right there. The seat.
I got to say, look.
See, baby, go ahead and pull the crystals out. We know you got them on you.
Come on. That's what I'm saying.
Come on now, pull them off your person. We know you got them on you, baby. Stay crystal.
Pull them off your person.
Yes, pull them off your person, baby. Okay. We already know you got them on you, baby. Let's go.
She got them in the mama sack. That's called the mama sack.
Mama sack. Always.
In always.
Period.
This was so awesome. I really, really enjoyed this. I hope you ladies really got exactly what you needed from John, because he is, and I'm pretty sure that he's going to touch bases with both you ladies after this. I can guarantee you that. That's the type of person that he is. He's going to check in and make sure that you're good. And if he can provide resources, he definitely will. And again, for those who
Hold
are
on, I'm sorry. I'm in a different space in life. I'm checking. This is my check-in right now. If y'all need something, holler at your boy. You get my number direct.
Period.
I just
Because
want
the
to. I don't want
schedule
to.
is busy.
I'm just not gonna commit myself to taking an extra. This is the step. Y'all
okay,
come
this
to
is
me.
the step. I'm sorry.
I got
Don't
you.
worry.
Whenever,
I already got the information.
yeah, I'm gonna say slide in the DMs, slide in my text messages. I got you. Say less.
Okay. Anything else, ladies?
She's so silly.
We're still on. We're still on camera.
Right, we're still on camera.
Gotta make sure she do it while we on camera. So I got
you. Make sure I'm not blocked. Hold on.
So this was amazing. This brings us to the end of our show. Thank you so much for bringing that mantra. I think was the icing on the cake to end our show. Anybody who's watching the playback, please make sure you listen to the end so that you can hear this mantra and it will bless your life. If you're listening on any of the platforms, the listening platforms, please make sure that you subscribe, and we would love to have you listen in and enjoy our podcast. And this is it for this week, and we will see you guys next week again. Thank you for being on. It was amazing.
Yes. Good night, ladies.
Good night, and have a great week, everyone.
Good night. Bye. Thank y'all again.
You're welcome. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.